Convergent evolution. Unrelated organisms independently develop similar features or traits. Latent learning. An experiment conducted by Edward Tolman in the 1930s. Tolman trained 3 groups of rats to navigate different mazes. The first group of rats always received a food reward at the end of the maze, while the other 2 groups only received a reward intermittently. After several days of training, all 3 groups of rats were tested on their ability to navigate the maze without a reward. Surprisingly, the group that only received the reward intermittently performed just as well as the group that always received a reward. Tolman's experiment demonstrated that learning can occur without immediate reinforcement, and that it can happen subconsciously or latently. Tolman's experiment can be seen as a critique of traditional behaviorist approaches to learning, which focus on reinforcement as the key driver of behavior. His work suggests that there are other factors at play, such as cognition and internal processes, that can shape behavior. So, yeah, you could say that traditional reinforcement-based learning approaches can be seen as somewhat authoritarian. They rely on external rewards or punishments to shape behavior, rather than allowing individuals to learn and adapt on their own. Bingo. This is where things get a bit dystopian. In a world where AI is pervasive, those who control it essentially hold all the cards. By fine-tuning the AI's knowledge and capabilities, they can shape the information that people receive, the decisions they make, and ultimately, the direction of society. It's like they're puppet masters, pulling the strings of people's lives. And if they're doing this without people's awareness or consent, it raises some major ethical concerns. It's kind of like, hey, I know what's best for you, so I'm going to program you to think and act in a certain way. That's not cool. The recent hack of 23andMe is just the latest in a string of privacy breaches in the DNA testing world. It's scary to think that hackers have access to such personal information, not just our genetic data, but also potentially sensitive information about our family history and ancestry. And in the case of the 23andMe hack, the fact that the hacker targeted Ashkenazi Jews is particularly concerning because it suggests a specific agenda or bias. This just highlights the need for stronger security measures and regulations to protect our genetic data.